What's up? Welcome to the chat. What's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? Love the small creators. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that a lot. I just got this idea today. I was like, you know what? Let me set up the laptop so they can see. But if you click the link, I'm streaming from my PlayStation, so you can watch. I just don't have my mic on or my camera on the PlayStation, so I'm trying to give you, you know, some entertainment as well. But if you click that link I pinned, you can watch the game. I usually stream with my mic and my camera and everything, but I don't know. Sometimes it just feels easier this way. I'm supposed to be ranking up this gun and I'm not even using it. I'm excited to see what the next event is gonna be in Call of Duty. I know they're doing an event. I think it starts tomorrow actually. I think it's gonna be Warzone based. Like I literally did my entire, I think like 9th and 10th prestige all in zombies because of this event that just passed. I've just been playing zombies. I actually just got to round freaking 206 in zombies the other day. I think I did it on stream too. Highest round I ever got on zombies, like 206. Actually, might have been 226. I don't know. It was something really high though. And part of me kind of wants to go for round 999, but I don't feel like they give like cool enough rewards for stuff like that. Like you don't even get like a good amount of XP. Like the dude who got to round 999, the first dude to do it in this zombies, like he did it and he doesn't even have all of the arguments fully researched, which is crazy to think. Like you would think round 999 would give you enough XP to max everything out. But no, it does not. It definitely made the zombies a grind, like a huge grind. Crazy grind. Which I don't mind per se, but it is a little frustrating sometimes. Like word on the street is to get full augment research in zombies, you would need to play the equivalent of, I think it was 15 days, if I'm not mistaken. It would take the equivalent, like based on the XP rate in zombies, because you get augment research based on your own XP gain. It would take 15 days of XP grinding to get full augment. At least that's what they're saying. That's like the word on the street right now. I don't know how true that is. I've actually only seen one person with full augment research. And it seems like, I don't even understand how he has it, honestly. He's the only person I know who has it. And like no clear explanation as to how. Like even I had full augment research in Black Ops 6, but even then it only transfers over, I think like 47% it was. So, oh, did I fail? I think I failed it, yeah. It only transfers over like 47% or something like that. So you still have to do like, or maybe it was 70%. You still have to do the last 2 augments, which take the absolute longest, which are the ones for like the double minor augments and the last major augment. They take so long. Like I'm stuck on the last 2, the last major augment and the double minor augment for speed cola. And I've been stuck on that since, I don't know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute for sure. But yeah, sorry to ramble about zombies. I'm just assuming you guys didn't really care about zombies. But that's what I'm doing. That and I'm listening to YouTube and everything. Probably about to smoke in a second, so if you don't like the sight of people smoking, here's your warning now. I definitely got to figure out how to get more viewers who are like interested in the things that I'm interested in. I'll be on here talking about shit so passionately, and I like people on the other side probably are like, yo, what the fuck is he even talking about? Like, what is an augment research? And why should I even care? All valid questions, you know? Honestly, all valid questions. I think if this next event is Warzone based, it'll probably be the first event so far that I don't place first in. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I could still figure it out. But I don't really like. I mean, I do like Warzone, but I definitely prefer experiences like zombies a little more. Less having to deal with like people not being legitimate. Like there's just a lot of hackers in fucking Warzone. Like I was playing Warzone casual the other day, and I literally died to a hacker. Like he was literally tracking me through the wall with wall hacks, not even trying to hide it. Very like obviously hacking. And it's like, dog, this is Warzone casual. Like, why are you? It doesn't even count toward your win-loss record. Like, casual games don't even count towards your win-loss record. What is the point of hacking in Warzone casual? Like, you're literally just hacking just to ruin someone's day. Like, that's it. Like, I can't stand that shit. Like you're so bad at the game that not only do you have to hack, but you have to hack in a playlist setting geared toward casual players that's 50% filled with bots, like literal robots, like literal AI. Like I think 50 or maybe even more, like maybe 75% of the players in Warzone casual are just bots. And it's like to think that you're using aimbot and wall hack, like what? Yeah, Call of Duty has a serious problem and it's hackers. It really is. And don't listen to them. Black Ops 7 is a great game. Don't let nobody fool you. It's a great game. Just like Modern Warfare 2019 was a great fucking game. Modern Warfare 2019 was just ruined by hackers. And Black Ops 7, it's not being ruined by hackers. Black Ops 7 right now is being ruined by its community, unfortunately. Or its lack thereof. Or I feel like right now we're in an age where like because of the internet, you can like masquerade as something that you're not way too easily. Like nowadays, people like give opinions on stuff or like claim to hate things that they've never even experienced. Like they do it simply because of like online internet discourse, and rather than being someone who has like an informed opinion on something, they just like align themselves with a certain ideological group, if that makes sense. So instead of like actually playing Black Ops 7 and figuring out for themselves whether or not it's a good game, they just follow the internet discourse. If the people that they agree with or the people whose opinions align with theirs, if that person is saying, oh, Black Ops 7 is a bad game, then they're just gonna just recite everything that that person has said and use that as the reason as to why it's a bad game without even playing it. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are doing with Black Ops 7. I feel like a lot of people haven't even played it and they're just reciting what other people say on the internet as to why it's not a good game. And it's honestly, dare I say, the best Call of Duty we've gotten in a while. Like, literally everything about it is perfect, in my opinion. Like, I don't, like, as far as, like, the standard, like, you know, gameplay hiccups here and there and bugs, which comes with just about any game, like, the actual gameplay of this is perfect. Like, I think the only issue that they have right now that they need to focus on are the hackers, because there are still hackers. And right now we're at a point where the hackers aren't really stopping. They're just trying to hide it more and more. But yes, here's what I'm talking about. Like, I go on my little rant about Call of Duty and hackers, something I'm passionate about, and fucking everybody leaves. And it's like, what do you want me to do? Just sit here and just look pretty? Is that what you want me to do? And not talk? But then again, I guess if I was like listening to someone on YouTube's stream and they started talking about something I just did not give a fuck about, like, you know, I probably would just go to the next thing. That's why I'm just praying to find people or a fan base who is really into Call of Duty music and just like hip hop current events. Not only hip hop current events, but definitely current events more geared toward hip hop culture because I'm well 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 into or fucking I live within hip hop culture. But yeah, that's what I need. I need that. I need that. Those viewers. Because listen, if you guys want to be entertained and informed, I can entertain and inform you for hours upon hours. But it's just gonna be about hip hop, Call of Duty, and like hip hop adjacent current events type stuff. All right, I think I have everything that I need, right? Oh, I didn't get Speakle? Oh, I did. Okay. But that's it. Like, that's Call of Duty's biggest problem right now. Call of Duty became so mainstream at a point where it had a serious problem with hackers that it couldn't deal with. So now all of the people who are just now getting into Call of Duty are getting into it knowing that it's a game that you could quote unquote easily hack in. So everyone's just hacking. Not everyone, but a lot of people in Call of Duty are just hackers. And to make matters worse, like they've seen how so many other small platforms have been rewarded for hacking. Like there's so many small niche creators and streamers who are either hacking and lying about it or just straight out hacking right in front of you and like not giving a fuck and like making money doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the issue, because once people start making money doing something, and like once it's like commonly known, like, hey, you can make money doing this, it's really hard to get people to stop doing it. Like, honest to God, like, this may sound crazy, but I truly think that like hackers should be punished criminally. Like, I really think that. I really think hackers should be punished criminally. I think it's more than just a video game. Obviously, it's more than just a video game. Like, people make their livings off of playing Call of Duty. So it's clearly much more than just a video game. And if you would hack in something like Call of Duty, it's just showing you're just not an honest person to begin with, in my opinion. So you would pretty much hack or do anything disingenuous if it means, like, you know, feeling like you're better than you are. That's just my thoughts on that. I don't, you know, I think in the future, as like professional gaming becomes more prevalent and like seen as more of a profession, we're gonna start seeing more and more people being punished for hacking. Like right now, there's a lot of legal disputes going against the hack creators, which is great. Like, don't arrest the drug addict, arrest the drug dealer. I agree. But yeah, I think that's the only issue with Call of Duty right now. Like, Call of Duty just has a really, really bad hacker problem. And even though it's a lot better than it was in the past, it's still there. And Call of Duty is just one of those games where they make way too much money, have way too big of a fan base for there to be any hackers at all. Like it should be like, you're hacking in Call of Duty. Oh, if you're hacking in Call of Duty, that means you spent like $1,000 on like some cheat exploit, and like you damn near deserve the right to hack at that point because you just went above and beyond to do it. Like, it shouldn't be as simple like, okay, well, this, you know, this hacker community hasn't gotten dismantled yet, so their hacks work peachy keen until further notice. Like, that shouldn't really be how it works at all. It should be much harder to hack in Call of Duty than it is, in my personal opinion. But yeah, that's my rant about the game. It's a great game though, Black Ops 7. I enjoy it a lot. I definitely think it's a great game, and I've been playing Call of Duty all my life, so if you think there's a problem with me playing Call of Duty, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Oh fuck, almost died. This new map is annoying as fuck though. I mean, not the new map, Oscar, the dude on this. Like, honestly, bro, like, I could rant about zombies. Like, I just don't understand why they, like, why do they keep making these, like, Resident Evil style enemies that just, like, stalk you the entire game? It's, like, so frustrating. What's most frustrating about this map is they have this Oscar guy who just follows you around. It's like that big red robot you might have seen a few times. Like, and like he's mad hard to kill, and he's just a pain in the ass. But what's most annoying about him is after you kill him, you don't get anything. That's number one. Like he doesn't really give you any reward, and he just respawns the next round. Like he just constantly respawns the next round, and it's like, yo, bro, he's by far the most frustrating thing they've ever put into Call of Duty Zombies, in my opinion. He's just so frustrating. So frustrating. All right. There's this glitch slash exploit that I've been utilizing recently, and they haven't patched it yet, surprisingly. Like they've fixed a lot of patches recently, or made a lot of patches recently, because there was some exploit that people were using to beat the boss of this zombies. And like the exploit isn't like God mode or anything. It's just I have unlimited cashmere grenades, which kind of gives me God mode a little bit, but not really, because if I don't like time everything right, then once the rounds get really high, you'll see. It's actually a lot of fun. I feel like a necromancer or something playing this playstyle. It's like if Call of Duty had like a mage option or like a wizard option, that's what it feels like. And I'm just constantly spamming spells. That's what it feels like. But I'm gonna go ahead on round 9. I got majority of the perks that I need. I'm going to go ahead and get this instant kill, get some ammo. I'm gonna do this TED Talk, and then I'm going to turn on the Rage Inducer, so we can speed this all up. That is my game plan for those of you trying to follow along with the screen. No, might be a little hard, but again, if you just click the link, you go watch the actual game. But like I mentioned before, I don't have my mic on right now or my camera, so you can watch, but you just won't hear me or anything, which isn't like the end of the world, but it's just the truth, the hard facts. I just don't have it on, so I got this new headset, and it's like mad bulky. Like usually I would just have it on and like have the headset around my neck and just, you know, like whatever. Like I don't need the sound per se because it's zombies. But this new headset I got, it's like so bulky that the like headphones hurt my collarbone. Like when I have it just like resting like this, like it really hurts my collarbone a lot. So I just don't use them as much as I would like. All right, what is this TED Talk about to be? TED Task. Okay, kills in this location. Don't mind if I do. So this is pretty much how the exploit works. So if you have Mule Kick and the Vocal Augment, pretty much every time you throw an equipment out of bounds, it pretty much replenishes your equipment to full ammo, pretty much. So I could throw a cashmere, throw one out of bounds, and boom, I got 2 back. So I could just keep throwing them pretty much. And that is the cashmere exploit. You could just go on YouTube and you'll see it all over YouTube right now. Like so many people are putting a video up. I actually was gonna make a YouTube video about it, but thought against it because I didn't want them to patch it, number one. And number 2, I just don't have, or you know, I'm lazy, I guess. But I did do a tutorial on how to do it on my live stream. God damn it, I didn't even do that. I accidentally upgraded this fucking knife. But I did make a tutorial on how to do it on my live stream. I just didn't label the live stream video as like cashmere glitch tutorial. I just did a tutorial and just called it a day. But yeah. So that is the exploit or the glitch, whatever you want to call it. Pretty game breaking, but you'll see once you get to like round 50 plus, if you're not like on point with it, you're gonna die. It's actually like, it is kind of game breaking, but it also just, it doesn't really break the game, it just changes the game. Like now it's just literally, like I said, I'm just playing as like a wizard who's spamming spells. Is pretty much it. So as quickly as I can move around the map and spam spells is, you know, how well I'll do. But, you know, add Oscar to it and high rounds to it, it's not as easy as you would think. Like I got to round 200 doing this, but it was quite the challenge actually. It was a lot of fun, to be honest. Like it made me really question and wonder, like, how the fuck do people ever get to round like 200 or plus or whatever without using some exploit? And then I realized they all use some exploit. Whether you're just spamming mangler injections or whatever the case may be. They're using some exploit or another. It's just some exploits like are actual exploits, but others are just kind of like I remember in Liberty Falls, there was just like there was like some salvage distribution thing where like you got enough salvage after a certain point to constantly buy mangler cannons or mangler injections. So if you like stay in this one area and utilize the jet gun, you could just constantly get salvage and constantly spam mangler injections. Also, a lot of people use freaking what are they called? I think they're not called scripts, but you know, pretty much like they have it so that like if you press one button, it'll do like 3 different button combinations. So if I press X, he'll slide, reload, and then shoot every time. Like a lot of streamers use stuff like that. Like especially like zombie streamers. So like if like so pretty much like you know how like some zombie strats are like to back into a certain corner and just constantly do like the same thing over and over again, like you know, whatever that may be. A lot of them are just using scripts or whatever they're called, so they don't have to like actually really do anything. Like, no, it's not hacking. Technically, you're just using the game's intended mechanics, but you're doing it at a speed and rate that isn't necessarily humanly possible. But there's so many tricks to the trade. Like, shit, dude, when I found out about, you know how betrayed I felt when I found out about, like, Cronuses? Like, bro, you know how many people have been using Cronuses without anyone ever knowing? Like, it is so sad to even think about, like, the amount of people. And if you don't know what a Cronus is, a Cronus is basically, so what it is really, it's an electronic device that has a couple of different uses. It mainly was used in competitive Call of Duty because in older Call of Duties, when you would hook up a controller to a PC to play Call of Duty, there would be input delay. Like, an input delay is like when you press a button on your controller, whatever it's supposed to do, it takes like, it might be a millisecond or it might be a second before it actually registers the button press. Like I press X to jump, and instead of my character jumping immediately, there's like a millisecond delay between when he jumps and when I press X. And that's pretty common, or used to be common in older Call of Duties, whenever you used to hook up a controller to a computer to play. So you would use a Cronus Zen or whatever, and that essentially what it did was it removed that delay. It pretty much removed that delay so that when you played controller on computer, there was no longer that input delay. So that's what it was made for initially, but it's just a programmable electronic device. So it has a lot of other functions, and what it ended up turning into was it ended up having a function that pretty much so it pretty much removes recoil, and it does that by always keeping your analog stick slightly held down. Basically, that's what the Cronus is pretty much doing. It's pretty much removing recoil using like analog input scripts essentially, and that's what it does in today's like era of Cronus. And we've only found out about that maybe 2 years, 3 years ago. Shit, the Cronus has been around for like 10 to 15 years almost. Like it's been around for a very, very long time. So it really makes you wonder how many people were using Cronus and just pretending that they weren't, and like, you know, convincing us that they were the best of the best while doing it. And what makes it worse is like people are still using, like, forget hacking, like just not having to deal with recoil is enough. And like, don't think that it doesn't do like a lot, or if it doesn't matter. Hello, love the stream, appreciate you. Said, hey, what's up? Thank you, I appreciate you. I don't know why sometimes YouTube, when people comment, it doesn't like show the most recent comment. Like it'll just be stuck on like a comment from an hour ago, so I won't see your comments, and I apologize for that. Don't think I'm just ignoring you, just talking to myself. Like I actually genuinely did not see you say hi or the other person say I love your stream. I appreciate you guys for that. Thank you for being here. I love you guys for being here. Thanks. Well, yeah. But yeah, that Cronus shit definitely works. Like you could get a similar effect just by having a broken controller. Like my controller, the one that I use is a little broken, so that there's like stick drag or stick drift. But in my lucky experience, my stick drift actually pulls my right analog stick down. So so pretty much, like a lot of the recoil control in this game is just, or in any Call of Duty, is just pulling the right analog stick slightly down. So if your controller is already doing that for you, all you have to do is just aim and manage the rest of the recoil, which is pretty manageable if you don't have to worry about the down recoil. And that's pretty much what Cronus is doing. You can get the same exact effect with a not the same exact effect, but you can get a similar understanding of that with a broken controller if the controller's analog is like stick drifting down. But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a Cronus is a little too far. But I think there's an argument to be had when you introduce things like a scuff or I think it's called a shock pad or whatever those things are that you can get from Walmart. I actually have one right now that gives you back paddles, but it's not a scuff. You could just buy it and attach it. Like, it's definitely a barrier of entry there because not everyone can afford one. Like, scuffs back in the day, they were like $300 for a scuff. Like, to think $300 when a PS4 today, or when a PS4 back in the day was like $300. But yeah, I don't think that should really be a thing. But I think scuffs are okay. But I think I only think that because I'm kind of like I have a scuff, or I can afford to own a scuff. I don't know. But I think there's an argument to be had that, like, why can't a Cronus be acceptable if a scuff is? Like, bro, a scuff is night and day. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. A scuff is night and day. Like, if you're decently good at the game already and you understand like basic maneuvers or like movement, and you're able to like do some pretty advanced movement in this game already without a scuff, if you get a scuff and learn how to use it, you will be night and day better. Night and day better. A big part of this game is movement. Huge part of this game is movement. Oh, I'm over here actually like fighting against the zombies. I actually forgot I have the Cashmeres. I could just do that, but I'm gonna wait till like round 30, maybe 40 before I start doing the Cashmere exploit, because I'm trying to gain XP for this weapon that I have. There we go. Now that is more like it. Hell yeah, man. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna try to stop ranting so much about Call of Duty, but I am playing it, and I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. And when Call of Duty 4 came out, I had to be in like maybe 15-ish, maybe. Actually, I probably was closer to, because it was 2009 or 2007 when Call of Duty 4 came out. In 2007, I was like, but I didn't get it until probably 2009. I didn't get Call of Duty probably until like 2009. And in 2009, I was 13. So yeah, I was 13 when I started playing Call of Duty, and I'm 29 now. So I've been playing Call of Duty for 16 years, is that correct? Yeah, 16 years. 16 years of playing this game, and only Call of Duty I didn't play was Black Ops 4 and Infinite Warfare. I've never touched Infinite Warfare. Like, I've never even loaded up that game, and the only time I ever tried to load up Infinite Warfare, I was instantly met with the stark realization that Infinite Warfare, I think, was the first Call of Duty that you needed online capabilities to access. Like, you couldn't even get past the main Call of Duty title screen if you didn't have internet, which I think is bananas. That's to me, that probably marks the downfall of Call of Duty. Like, once they started to try to make Call of Duty games online only, like, what are you talking about? Like, I get it, it's an online multiplayer game, but what the fuck are you talking about? I don't think any game should be online only, and if it is, it should like have big, bold writing on it. This game will not work if you do not have internet. Like, but that's the only Call of Duty I never played. Never played Infinite Warfare. Like, never played a second of it, honestly. Not even a second. Black Ops 4 though, I've played a few times. I never owned it, but I've played it a few times. I actually think that it was free on PlayStation Network for a while, so I got it through there and I played it there. Yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty for a long, long time. The good, the bad, the great. I've seen it all. And I was like really, really big into competitive Call of Duty. Like when I was playing Call of Duty, I wanted to be a pro gamer, so I was doing game battles. I used to be a game battles referee. If you don't know what game battles is, I think now it's pretty much what the CDL became, or MLG, Major League Gaming. That was pretty much birthed from GameBattles.com, which was birthed from what was it, SOCOM something. But yeah, I wish that, and it's crazy, as big as the competitive gaming community has gotten. Like, unfortunately, it's been kind of swallowed up by like the actual game creators or the actual like developers. Like now, like Activision owns the CDL, you know, so like there's no third party oversight. It's all, you know, it's all under one umbrella, which is good and bad. Like it's good because it just makes it bigger, but it's bad because like now what happens to CDL won't always be in the best interest of the CDL. It'll be in the best interest of the shareholders at Activision, which isn't always going to create the best competitive gaming environment. But yeah, I think Call of Duty is a great, amazing game. It just had a few hiccups here and there. But I think one thing that they need to do to like bring Call of Duty to the next level, and they're kind of like inching toward it, is they need to keep progression between all installments, which they have done, but they need to stand on it. Like they want it so that, like right now they have it so that if I play Black Ops 6, I rank up in Black Ops 7, which is great, but they still have separate ranks, which I guess makes sense, but it also kind of doesn't. Like I guess it does, but it kind of doesn't. What really they dropped the ball with like all of the content. Like I understand that people want a more realistic Call of Duty game, and that's great. But one thing I think is like a big slap in the face to consumers is when you create a gaming experience that relies heavily on microtransactions, and then you don't allow those microtransactions to carry over into the next installment. I think that's a huge slap in the face to consumers. Like, if I spent hundreds of dollars on this game in microtransactions, when I play the second installment of the game, I expect my microtransactions to still be there, personally. And I understand that they're moving toward a more realistic kind of gameplay, but if even so, like they could easily just add like a button, like how I can set it so that I don't want to play with people on PlayStation, or excuse me, with people on computers. Like I should just be able to set a button so that like I just don't see other people's cosmetics. It's just that simple. Like give me a button that lets me turn off all cosmetics. So if I'm someone who wants a real grounded war game experience where I don't see Nicki Minaj and fucking the Terminator and Pennywise or whatever running down the map, if I don't want that, sure, I'm entitled to not wanting that, but I think as the person who purchased the microtransaction, I'm entitled to experiencing that microtransaction. Like, I think that's like one of the only things that they need to kind of figure out when it comes to Call of Duty. Is just this whole microtransaction thing. Like, okay, we get it. Some people hate it. Some people love it. Stop trying to just listen to one side, especially because clearly Call of Duty is making a lot of money from microtransactions. So obviously they don't want to get rid of it. So like, don't set up a scenario where Call of Duty, the developers could say like, hey man, we listened to you guys and we lost a lot of money from doing it. Like, don't even give the consumers that satisfaction, because majority of gamers, like I said earlier, they're not like, majority of these people online saying their quote unquote opinion, it's not even their real opinion. They're just repeating what they heard someone else say. Majority. Like, majority of people in today's day, they don't have a real opinion. Unfortunately, they just don't. Like, social media has made it so that you don't have to have your own opinion. You just don't. Like, you can You can find an opinion of someone much more educated and informed than you and just latch onto that opinion, and that just be at the end of it. So like, don't just listen to one side. Like, don't ever do that. Like, just find a compromise. And the compromise to the cosmetics is just give people a button to turn cosmetics on and off. Hey, I don't want to see your Nicki Minaj, whatever. Not me personally, because I don't mind. I just fucking lost my death wish. I don't mind it personally. I don't really care. It doesn't break the immersion for me. I could just see how it may break immersion for other people. Like, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I just don't think Call of Duty has ever really been that game. Like, it has never really been that type of game. And if it wants to be, fine. But like, don't just. It's like telling people that they need to stop using hairspray to fight global warming when freaking big business companies are like releasing gas into the air every single day. It's like, don't tackle a small problem and convince me that it's gonna somehow fix the bigger problem. You know what I mean? Like there's so many other things in Call of Duty that can break immersion and realism outside of just the cosmetics. Like there's so many other things that like don't actually make sense and wouldn't really work in a war environment that that we just allow because it makes for a good game. But yeah, I'm ranting now. But I'm interested to see what they do. Because I mean, I see a lot. And then not to mention, when they do cosmetics that are like realistic and they still try to make them like creative, they just look really boring and bad to me. Like the whole like high-tech soldier armor that damn near looks like a knight's armor, like that's not appealing to me. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you look at like a lot of the cosmetics in the Call of Duty store right now, like they're just like they look like future, like if a knight, like if like what's the best way to explain it? They look like armor from like Devil May Cry. Like a Devil May Cry sometimes mixes the like Victorian knight aesthetic with like futuristic demonic imagery. Like that's basically what all of the cosmetics are now. Like it's like it looks like a space suit mixed with like a knight's guild. Even like the guild being the name for one of the factions kind of reinforces that. Like I don't personally think that that's better than some of the cosmetics that we've had. Like dare I say, Nicki Minaj is not immersion breaking. Like she's a woman. It's just a black woman. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, it's Nicki Minaj, but like, if you don't know who Nicki Minaj is, it's just a black woman with pink hair. So it's like, yeah, sure, that would probably never exist in a real war environment because, you're supposed to kind of blend in with your surroundings in war to not be seen, of course. But that's not like so immersion breaking that, you know, like yes, American Dad, maybe that was a little too far. Beavis and Butthead, a little too far. Family Guy, a little too far. I don't think they did Family Guy though. Like the real dumb ones, like okay, I kind of get it. But again, I think for those there should just be a button. Like you should just be able to go in your settings and turn that shit on and off. If you don't want to see wacky cosmetics, turn it off. Because I do think that Call of Duty makes a lot of money from cosmetics. And I like to think that the more that they make on the game, the more they will be willing to just like kind of cater to the consumer. I like to think. But if they're in the red, I don't think they're going to really cater to the consumer too much. I mean, but we'll see. Because right now they're in the red. They put out a whole apology about Black Ops 7. Even though Black Ops 7, this is what gets me so mad. Black Ops 7 is a great game. It's a great game. Like, I get that the community is trying to boycott Black Ops or Call of Duty and just kind of hurt Call of Duty's pockets because we've been ignored for so long. But they're actually doing what we've asked them to do. Like, is it too little too late? I mean, that argument could be had, but I just think we're putting ourselves in a weird position where we're telling them, hey, you guys don't ever listen to what we want. And then when they listen to what we want, we then say to them, yeah, but you guys were never listening to what we wanted, so we don't like this. It's like, okay, so then how are we telling them what we do like? Like, don't get me wrong, like, the skill-based matchmaking thing, like, okay, that's a little frustrating at times. Like, trying to play the game and I'm just put into a lobby with, like, the most cracked players in the world. But also, sometimes I'm the person that other people get put into the lobby with, and I'm the most cracked player in the world. So it's like, like, what I would say is I don't think that it sounds crazy, but I honestly feel like skill-based matchmaking does not work the same for everybody across the board. Like, I truly think that some players are just like they're weighted differently when it comes to like this game and its algorithms. Like, I for one have never been, still to this day, since God knows how long, I haven't been in a Call of Duty game where I felt like, wow, these players are like well below my capabilities. I mean, maybe I have, but what I'm trying to say is I never saw a point where skill-based matchmaking felt, why didn't that work? Felt like it was like not, you know, turned on. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess I'm trying to say is like some people, like I've heard say, listen, skill-based matchmaking, like, it's night and day now. It's so much better. Then I've heard other people say, like, bro, like, I'm getting stomped on every time. Like, I think like people are just being I think like everyone has a different multiplayer experience. Like, I think a lot more goes into the multiplayer experience than they're letting on. Like like you know, like, I think the game really dictates your own personal multiplayer experience. Like, no two players have the same skill-based matchmaking. Like, it's all different. Like, some of us, they've turned it down. Some of us, they've kept it the same. Some of us, they turned it up. What I will say is, like, now I have so many more players on my team who are just ass. Like, skill-based matchmaking has been turned down for my teammates. Like, majority of the time, even when I'm playing horrible, I'm still top 3. Which only lets you know that the rest of the team is playing horrible. Like, very rarely do I get a game in Call of Duty now where, like, I can confidently just say, oh, my team's got this. Like, it just doesn't happen anymore. I could say that. But when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, like, to understand it, if you don't understand it, like, yes, you should be paired against people who are in your skill bracket. I agree. However, I think that really should only be the case when you're playing in like a ranked game mode. Like, if I'm playing in a ranked game mode, then I should be paired with people who are in my skill bracket, and that skill bracket should be like visible to me. Like, I should be able to see my bracket. I should be able to see who else is in that bracket, and I should be able to understand what puts me in that bracket. The reason why is because if you're gonna give me a skill level and put me into certain games based on that skill level, I need to understand what that means. Like, I need to know how to get that skill level higher if I wanted to, or get it lower if I wanted to. Like, I should be able to know that. That's number one. Number two, like, there should be some type of reward for that, because really what it boils down to is, if every time I do good in a game, you put me in a lobby with players who are better, then you're punishing me. Essentially. Like, you're essentially putting me in an experience. Like, not every time someone plays Call of Duty are they trying to like get this like extremely challenging experience that, that's gonna make them a better player. Like, no, sometimes I just want to load up the game and like shit on kids, like, not little kids, but like shit on like bad players. Like, that's what makes the game fun. Like, feeling like an unstoppable force. Like, that's a part of the experience. You should be able to have that experience. That's all. You should just be able to have that experience. Skill-based matchmaking removes your ability of having that experience, and that's fine if I'm choosing to have that ability removed. Like, if I'm choosing to play in a ranked setting, then that's fine. But if I'm playing in like a casual setting, then skills shouldn't really matter. Like, it should be prioritized based on ping. Like, if I'm playing in a casual setting, the game should be trying to provide me with the best gaming experience possible as far as like ping and response time and just all that other stuff is concerned. You know, like if I'm just a naturally good player, right? Then with skill-based matchmaking, I can never just kick my feet up and relax. Like, I just can't. And then, you know, maybe I haven't played in 3 days and I'm not as good as I was last week, but I'm getting completely shit on because they're still counting me as like the same person that I was when I was hopped up on a bunch of caffeine at 3 in the morning last weekend. Like, I'm not even that same guy anymore. But yeah, I think that's an easy debate. And only reason, and really, I think the biggest issue with skill-based matchmaking is it's not about what you want. And I think that's the biggest issue with skill-based matchmaking. The reason why they keep skill-based matchmaking in the game is because the data shows that it astronomically increases player retention. And that's because there's this idea of, if you're a competitive Call of Duty like veteran, like if you played Call of Duty all your life, if you're a veteran, you're playing the game to feel good at the game, to be good at the game. Like, so if you're on a losing streak, the last thing you're gonna do is get off the game on your losing streak. You're gonna keep playing and playing and playing until you finally get that high of feeling like a good gamer. So, for example, like how many times, for my Call of Duty players, how many times have you been playing Call of Duty and you've been like destroying, like just on a win streak, 10, 20 win streak, and then you get off the game because it's fucking boring? Like, I've literally have been on a 30 win streak on Call of Duty and I just get off because it's boring. It's like, all right, well, I'm fucking everything up. Let me just do something else. Like, it's just not fun. Having that competitive balance with skill-based matchmaking does increase player retention, because now you're getting shit on for the first hour that you're on the game. You lost 6 games in a row. You're not going to get off until you get 6 wins in a row, or until your win-loss is even again, or positive. So it increases player retention. And then for the less skilled players, well, the less skilled players, they're gonna play for whatever time they're gonna play for. Whether or not they're doing good or bad isn't necessarily gonna keep them on the game longer. And if so, them doing good is gonna keep them on the game longer than them doing bad. Them going on a 30 win streak, they're gonna say to themselves, wow, I haven't done a 30 win streak ever in my life. I don't know what's going on tonight. Let me keep playing to keep these juices flowing. So that's why skill-based matchmaking exists. Protecting the lower skilled players keeps them on longer, and creating a challenge for the higher skilled players also keeps them on longer. But what they fail to understand is that once the higher skilled players are aware of skill-based matchmaking, then it doesn't work anymore, because now they feel like they're being punished. Well, I don't want you to like trick me into playing the game longer. No, I want a fun gaming experience like everyone else. Like, stop, don't put me in the ringer in the hopes of me staying longer. Like, just give me a fun gaming experience. And that's kind of what skill-based matchmaking is all about. Like, people just want a fun gaming experience, especially if they're playing casually. They don't want to pretty much be like punished for their skill, at least not in a casual setting. In a casual setting, it should be matchmaking should be based on ping. You should be trying to prioritize the best internet quality in a casual setting. Outside of a casual setting, in a competitive setting or a ranked setting, then by all means, skill-based matchmaking me to the death. Like, I would hate for someone to be like freaking like a #1 team in league play, but they're only #1 because they just so happen to luckily get placed against constantly bad teams. Like, no, I don't want that. Like, only yeah. Just point being, a lot of the issues, or a lot of like the discord between the state of Call of Duty right now could simply be solved with like something as like simple as like a compromise where, okay, people who like this, okay, we have this for you, and people who like that, we have that for you. Like, it's just that simple. Like, they tried to do it with this minimal skill base. Like, no, like, stop with the minimal bullshit. Like, turn it completely off. Turn it off and give us a playlist that specifically only takes internet connectivity into consideration. Because at the end of the day, that's all that this game is. Like, I don't care how good you are. If you don't have a good enough internet quality so that when you turn a corner, you see the enemy in front of you at the time that they see you, like, if that's not right, then you can't even enjoy the game. Like, you can't, like you know, casual players fail to realize majority of this game is just internet ping. Like, that's it. Like, you think you won that gunfight, you really didn't. Like, you just turned the corner and you saw him on your screen before he saw you on his screen because you have a better connection to the server. It's just that simple. And the thing that Call of Duty has done fantastically over the years, they've fooled people into thinking otherwise. Like, they've convinced players into thinking that the game is boiled down to something other than internet connectivity. It's not. If we're not all on the same ping, if we're not all have the same connection to the server or the host, like, then somebody's at a disadvantage every single time. It's just how the game works. So before, you know, skill is ever considered, that should be the main thing considered. Because if, you know, if one player is slightly better skilled than me, then he's gonna win every time if I have a bad ping. So it doesn't even matter. But that's what Call of Duty does. That's why Call of Duty, like, I think, is like the champion in the field that it's in, because all of these shooter games are based on internet connectivity. If you don't have a good internet connection, then you're not gonna have a good experience. But Call of Duty hides it very, very well. Like, you could play Call of Duty with a bad internet experience or a bad internet connection and actually, like, you know, have a fair shot sometimes. Or you might actually have an advantage because the enemy has a harder time shooting at you. Or you might not even realize that there is internet connectivity issues even happening in the background because it's just so good at just keeping that all away from you and making you only focus on the actual gameplay. And Call of Duty is great at that. But if they actually took the time to really fix, I mean, I'm not going to say fix internet connectivity issues because there aren't necessarily internet connectivity issues with Call of Duty per se. I think Call of Duty just has a UI interface or UI issue. I also think that Call of Duty, I don't know if they do it purposefully to usher in the next console, but I think, like, Call of Duty on the last gen, it's just always buggy. And it's never, like, buggy in a way that's, like, game-breaking. It's just buggy in a way of, like, the quality of life experience is just not very fun, especially when it comes to navigating some of the menu items and stuff. I think Call of Duty is buggy in that way. And also the graphical fidelity is terrible on last-gen games or last-gen consoles. And I really feel like there's no reason for it to be. Like, this game isn't, it's not, there hasn't been a graphical overhaul in this game since, I think, Modern Warfare 2019. And even then, it wasn't a big graphical overhaul. So, like, don't lie to me and tell me that PlayStation 4 can't run the game. Like, Black Ops 6 does not look any different from fucking Cold War or any different from Black Ops 3, if we're being real. Like, it doesn't look any fucking different. So that's one thing I think that Call of Duty definitely does a lot of things to kind of usher in the new gaming generation. Like, they'll make you believe, oh, you need to get the next game if you want to experience Call of Duty, you know, the best way that you can. And it's such a big seller that, you know, now a big population of gamers are indeed buying the new console just to experience Call of Duty, quote unquote, better. But yeah, let me stop ranting because I'm actually about to die. Oh, yeah. That's all I got to say really about Call of Duty for today. Definitely enjoying this new experience, having a great time. I'm excited to see what they do for the future of Black Ops 7. I'm a little nervous about it though, because they have been saying that the funding for Black Ops 7 has been cut because the sales are so low. So the pre-release funding has been cut. So basically, the money that they set aside to do certain, like, events and certain, like, promotional content and just, you know, things that they had planned for the future of Black Ops 7 is pretty much getting canceled because the game isn't selling well enough. Which kind of sucks because, again, this game is a lot of fun. It is. And unfortunately, it's going to do the same thing that happened with Modern Warfare 2019 is going to happen to this game, where hackers and just social media discourse about the game is going to take away from the fact that it's actually a very fun game. And it's gonna be remembered as like, oh, Black Ops 7, oh, what a terrible time. And it's like, bro, no, Black Ops 7 was a great time. Modern Warfare 2019 was a great time. It was a great time, bro. Great time. Great game, great time. I honestly think the only thing that was wrong with Modern Warfare 2019 was the hackers. That is it. And their whole plan for Modern Warfare 2019 was to stop doing yearly releases, and they were going to turn Modern Warfare 2019 into just the standalone Call of Duty. And then from then on out, all of the Call of Duty installments from that point forward would be in addition to Call of Duty 2019 as like an expansion, as opposed to like a whole new game. And that would have been amazing, I think, for us, because then every year we wouldn't lose everything. Like every year for Call of Duty, we would lose everything. We would lose all of our progression, all of our cosmetics, everything would just be gone. And it's like, well, what's the fucking point if every year we just gotta do it all over again? I think they should have stuck with that idea, but because of the hackers and everything, they couldn't. And yeah, the rest is history. Now Call of Duty 2019, you can't even really play that shit anymore. Like Activision did everything in their power to make that game not even playable anymore, which really sucks. Well, I don't know, I think we're slowly getting back to that. Slowly but surely, I think we're getting back to that. Hopefully the developers understand that Black Ops 7 isn't a bad game. It's not selling poorly because it's a bad game. It's selling poorly because of the way that us as a community, we feel like we've been ignored. Like there's no way that as a community we've been asking for things like skill-based matchmaking being removed for so many installments now, and instead of them finally doing it, they don't even do it. They give us a playlist option where it's minimally considered, whatever that means. Minimally considered. It's like, bro, just turn it off. Give this game mode where it's off. Okay. Now for real this time. Enough of my rant. I'm also gonna turn on my microphone so you guys watching me play can hear me better. Just give me like 2 seconds. All right, so now you guys should be able to hear me. Hopefully the TV's not too loud, so it's not like echoing. But yeah, I noticed that a couple of you were watching me play, so I'm gonna I turn on the mic so you can actually hear them. But yeah, man, those are my thoughts about Call of Duty. Very passionate about this game for the most part, but you know, it is what it is. It is to a degree just a video game, like no big deal. I saw the new expansion for Grand Theft Auto 2. A part of me kind of wanted to load that up and see what's up with that, but then I saw that the mansions and whatever, they're like $11 million, $10-12 million. I haven't had like $10 million in Grand Theft Auto in a while. In fact, the last time I had money in Grand Theft Auto, I had about 10 million. Because I was just grinding Cape Rico. And then I spent that money on, what did I buy? I think I brought, what did I buy? I know I brought a hangar. I think the hangar or was it the agency? I think I brought the agency. I don't know. I brought something. I know what I brought. I brought the Oppressor Mark II. That's what I brought. I brought the Oppressor, and I brought, which was literally, I think the Oppressor was like 8 million. And I brought something else. And that's why I don't have any money. That was like the last thing I did. I literally grinded to get the Oppressor, got the Oppressor, and realized that I'm just ass at the game. Like I thought the Oppressor was gonna make me good because other people are good, and I'm honestly ass at Grand Theft Auto. Like the combat in that game, like I'm just terrible. And I think it's because it's just like the game's been out for like 10 years and the skill gap is just so wide as someone who's like literally like I'm level I think 100 plus in GTA, and I literally went from level I think like 20 something to 100 something all within the year 2025. Like I literally just started playing GTA Online. Like I played it when it first came out, got to like level 20. There was no content, nothing to buy. Like this is when Grand Theft Auto Online was literally brand new. There was literally nothing to do, nothing to buy. I didn't understand it. I was like, this is fucking dumb. Like they have all this potential, but they didn't give us anything, so I just stopped playing. And then I didn't really keep up with it. I didn't realize that they've been updating it so much over the years. And then I decided, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and play it. Like, I never understood it. Like, I just never got it. And then the grind was so intense. And it's like, wait, so you mean to tell me I have to do this how many times just to afford one? Like, what? I just didn't get it. But then once I heard about the new Grand Theft Auto coming out, I was like, okay, they're probably going to do something with the new Grand Theft Auto Online where, like, your past character from this GTA is either going to be carried over or, like, they're going to do something. Like, there's going to be something done in the new GTA Online where it's going to carry over some type of data. So I was like, let me go ahead and get, like, a character going and this, that, and that, third, so that, like, when all that does happen, I can experience it. But yeah. So I'm ass at the combat. Really, really bad. Like, laughably bad. Laughably bad at the combat, unfortunately. I wish I was better. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, that's another thing, though. There are hackers in Grand Theft Auto. Like, don't let it fool you, bro. Don't think there's not many games out there, with the exception of, like, there's really not a lot of games out there where there's, like, zero hackers. Like, some of the only games out there that truly, like, handle hackers well are things like Valorant, Counter-Strike, Fortnite. Usually they're games that are computer based, because most computer competitive shooter games, they have like a third-party program or software that you have to install onto your computer in order to play the game. And that third-party software is constantly scanning your computer for unidentified executions or, like, unidentified programs running in the background that will pretty much be like cheats or exploits. That's why it's harder to cheat on, like, a Valorant. But, like, the gaming community as a whole has been very against things of that nature, mainly because, well, some have been against it because some people, whether they want to admit it or not, they're cheaters and they're just trying to keep the cheating culture alive. While others, they're not cheaters, they just believe heavily in privacy, and a lot of those third-party programs completely remove your ability to have privacy on your computer, because in order for them to, like, check to see if you're running any of those programs in the background, you pretty much have to give up a lot of permissions to the software. So the software could pretty much just look into any information on your computer that it wants, even if it's saying that it's not or is not going to, it still can. So for a lot of people, giving up that that sense of security isn't worth not fighting it like hackers. It's not worth it, And it is a slippery slope because, an executive who would stop an executive from adding that, like, spyware into the fucking cheat detector, if it means that they're gonna be able to sell your data down the line and make billions of dollars. Like, what's stopping them? Like, why wouldn't they? And then all they have to do is tell you, hey, no, we're not gonna sell your data, but we're gonna just put in the terms of conditions or terms of service that if we do sell the data, you can't do nothing about it. So when we finally do decide to do it, you can't do nothing about it. So we're gonna lie to you, tell you we're not going to. We're gonna put in the terms of service that if we do, you can't do anything about it. And then once we're done lying, we'll just do it right in your face, and then that's it. You can't do anything about it. So that's why, like, PlayStation, for example, doesn't have, like, a built-in cheat detection software, because one, it's expensive to create things like that, and two, it eliminates privacy, and a lot of gamers take that very seriously. So yeah, but games like Valorant do it. I'm pretty sure Fortnite does it as well. Counter-Strike does it, and those are the games that you rarely see people cheating in. Like, if they're cheating in those games, they probably paid a lot of money for their cheats. And I'm not gonna say they deserve to cheat, but, like, it's understandable why it's working. Like, they paid someone a lot of money, and at that level, it's usually probably, like, in-house. Like, they were saying the reason why there were so many cheaters in Modern Warfare 2019 was because at some point or another, like, and I don't even know, like, I don't understand much about game development, so I don't know how true this could be. Like, I don't understand if this is even a possible thing, but apparently the game's code was somehow made available online. So, like, the entire code for the game, I guess, is somehow made available online, or some part of the code that shouldn't be available online was made available online. And that made it pretty much it made it like pretty much impossible for them to get rid of the hackers. So, because like since the hackers had that information, I guess they could like pretty much disguise their cheats as part of the game's like the game's own like I guess code or whatever. Like I don't know. I'm not a developer as much as I wish I was. I'm not. So yeah, I don't understand exactly how that all worked, but that was one of the rumors that I heard. And yeah, I don't really understand fully, but that is what I heard. I just had to like lock in for a little bit because I'm on round 33 and it's getting a little intense. I'm not gonna lie, just a tad bit intense, just a tad. It's a tad bit intense, chat. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I was supposed to be doing this to get my one weapon to master prestige because I like the camo you get. That's one thing I really love too that they did with this. The universal camos, chef's kisses on the universal camos. Like they were so smart to do that because there's like they were just so smart. Like the weapon prestiges and universal camos are so smart because I always felt like a big issue with the camo system that they invented was like it's great and it's very like it's great and it's very fleshed out. Like there's so many camos to grind for, but it's forcing you to use guns that like not only do you just not want to use, but they're just not very good weapons. Like I don't think forcing someone to use a good gun is good game or excuse me, I don't think forcing someone to use a bad weapon is good game design. I don't think that's good game design. So giving me like giving me the ability to use the same gun and unlock a lot of different things for that gun, I think is great. Like if I love the AK, I can use the AK as my weapon and grind camos in Warzone, multiplayer, and campaign. And then on top of that, I can grind camos for the prestige of that weapon. So I just think that's brilliant. Whoever came up with that idea is brilliant. I feel like that's something that I said in an or a live once, like, yo, they should do fucking weapon prestiges and each prestige should come with a camo, etc., just to give you something else to work toward. I think I've said that because if you don't, like I didn't care about dark matter. Like I wanted dark matter, but I didn't give a fuck about dark matter, and I wasn't gonna use the worst launcher in the game and get that to diamond just to get dark matter. Like I just wasn't gonna do that. But had you have given me a prestige master camo for my AK-47, like they did actually obsidian, I got obsidian for my AK. I thought that was such a great idea. But yeah, I like the prestige master for this weapon, the camo for it, so I'm grinding it, but I'm at such a high level that I'm really better off just using the cashmere things. All right, let me go down here. Let me like really start playing. Oh, I'm about to die. I might also start. I was listening to DJ Academics. Let me turn it back on. He's talking about Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. I appreciate you. Whoever is the few people in here with me right now, I really appreciate you for chilling out with me, hanging out, listening to me rant. Like I've been mad insecure sometimes because like the internet's a mad like it's not a nice place, obviously, and people really try to make you feel like weird for just being yourself. And I'm not gonna like make this like an emotional thing, but one thing I do know is like I be talking a lot, I'll be yapping a lot, as you'll say. And sometimes people will try to come in here and make me feel a type of way about it. But it's so weird to think, like, what the fuck is the point of this then? Am I supposed to just sit here and just look at you guys? Like, or you guys just look at me? Like, how could you join a streamer's live and then be like, yo, you're talking a lot? Like, what the fuck? That's the point. Like, I'm literally supposed to talk to you people. Like, that's literally, like, the whole point of this. But But yeah, I just say that to say, like, I know a lot of what I'm talking about might not even matter, but just people just chilling and listening and just keeping me company means a lot to me. So thank you. And feel free to chime in, say whatever, ask anything, give me your opinion, or, you know, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to ask questions about it and so I can clarify, go ahead. I'm like an open book of knowledge and information, and I love to share it for free. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, really. That's all I gotta say. But if I do stop talking for a bit, I'm probably gonna just listen to DJ Academics because I do want to see what he has to say about this whole Candace Owens Charlie Kirk thing, which is also like a very interesting topic that I'm not gonna get into because it's just not my world. I only very recently started listening to Candace Owens, and I wasn't fully aware of why people didn't like Candace Owens until I started doing some research into her. And once I started doing the research into her, I understood why. Like, she had a very tumultuous, like, introduction into this, you know, society or in social media culture, and she did it from like the perspective of like saying pretty disparaging things about black people, same as Charlie Kirk. Um, However, I just like got into her because of the whole French prime minister's wife thing, being a man. Like, that's when I started watching her. So really, all of the things that she like said in the moments that I was watching her content, it never had anything to do with black people. So I never had a problem with Candace Owens, and I didn't think to go back and look at to like why other people did until like more recently, I guess. But I said that all to say, like, like at first when she was talking about the French prime minister, like I was rooting for Candace, and I still kind of am. But this whole Charlie Kirk situation has kind of shown me that like she's kind of a disingenuous person, mainly because of the way that she's trying to portray Charlie Kirk as if he's just like some martyr, some hero who was just a perfect man who didn't deserve to die, and the people who killed him, like, or let me not say the people who killed him, because the people who killed him actually probably didn't have a legitimate reason, but she's trying to make it seem as if like his rhetoric and like the message that he was trying to promote, like as if it wasn't like negative and detrimental toward black people, like as if like people didn't have a reason to want or not want him dead, but just to not care about his death or to like relish in the idea of it. Like, you can't go on the internet and make claims that like any black woman in a position, like a high priority position, got it because of some diversity hire and not because of their skill or merit. Like, you just can't say racist shit like that. And if you do, and then you die a horrific death, and then people are less than compassionate about it, you can't, like, the people who are left to carry on your legacy can't sit there up in arms and mad and like trying to change the narrative and make it seem like, oh, you weren't that person and people just didn't understand. It's like, yo, like, it makes me so mad because it's like Candace's whole point is like being honest and being genuine and like telling the truth and like this and a third, but yet she's sitting here gaslighting us into thinking that Charlie Kirk didn't deserve the backlash that he got after his death. He 100% did. Did he deserve to die? I don't know. I'm not going to say he did. I'm not going to say he didn't, because I 100% understand why someone would want Charlie Kirk dead for the shit that he said. Like, I get it. I get it. Like, unfortunately, people want to pretend that it's different, but the fact of the matter is we're in a point in time where social media discourse is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's dangerous, and it could be weaponized. It could be weaponized and it could be monetized. And that's a very dangerous game. And like, I don't like that how Candace Owens is trying to change the narrative and rewrite history and pretty much trying to like make it seem like he was some martyr. And it's like, no, the fuck he wasn't. Charlie Kirk is not a martyr, and 9 times out of 10, he most likely was actually assassinated by his own fucking camp because he turned on Israel, and Israel's money is so long and wide that they probably paid his own people to aid in his murder. Like, I believe that more than I believe that it was just some lone crazy shooter who decided to kill Charlie Kirk before they would have killed someone like fucking Donald Trump or anybody. Like, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk was saying some pretty fucked up stuff, but he was not the person that you needed to shoot. Like, he just wasn't. Like, honest to God, like, I don't think Charlie Kirk was a racist. Like, I don't. Like, I think Charlie Kirk had very racist moments. He believed in some racist rhetoric, and he was surrounded by racists. But I think when you really sit down and talk to the dude, I don't think he would have been a racist. I think it's pretty clear he wasn't a racist. So I don't think Charlie Kirk needed to die. I don't think he needed to die. I just understand why someone might want to do that. But I also think that the narrative is being lost. I don't think that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk because of what he was saying about black people. I think that the fucking government wants you to believe that. I think Charlie Kirk was murdered because he, in Turning Point USA, is moving away from Israel. And Turning Point USA is turning into like this this incubator for our next political pundits and our next presidential candidates. And you can't have something like that and then not have it sucking on the fucking tit of Israel. Sorry. Sorry, bud. No. We killed JFK. Of course we're going to kill Charlie Kirk. And we're going to do it in a very similar fashion. We're going to do it with ease, with complete ease. And you know what? We're gonna take his wife, we're gonna put her on a stage, and we're gonna make her say she forgives us for doing it. Like, are you kidding me? That's what, and that's why I kind of respect Candace, because she believes that too, and she's like, she's getting the word out there, and she's right. Like, get the word out there, but be real about it, be honest about it, and say, hey, look. She should say to her fans, like, hey, look, I know he was saying some stuff that you guys did not agree with. I understand that you guys didn't get to know Charlie like I got to know Charlie. But just for a moment with me here, just remove that from your thought for a moment. And let's focus on the fact that he was assassinated by a foreign government in his own country. And then maybe people will be able to get behind her a little better. But trying to convince your supporters who she maybe I'm wrong about this, but I mean I'm probably wrong about this, but I would think that Candace has a lot more black supporters than she thinks she does. Like, stop trying to convince us that Charlie Kirk was some saint who didn't, like, no. Charlie Kirk was saying some pretty fucked up shit, and he at some point or another should have answered to that. And if he truly believed that a black woman flying a fucking plane should be some moment of like discomfort for you, because you should be worrying about whether or not she has the skill and the knowledge to do that, or if she was just giving it based on her color. Like, you shouldn't be able to say shit like that and walk around and not feel safe and feel safe. You know what I mean? Like, you should say that and then have fear of going outside and getting punched in your fucking face, because that's some racist ass shit to say. It just simply is. There is no, oh, but this is what he meant. Like, no, he was saying some racial fucking shit as a dog whistle to get other racists to support him. Because right now, the biggest money spender, the biggest political movers right now are fucking racist. That's the big hot thing right now. Being a racist beyond unimaginable proportions, right? Is like the thing. And there are a few people out there who are like smart, and they understand that this thing cannot last, that at some point or another you're gonna have to answer to the racist ass character you created, and it's gonna close a lot of doors for you. So instead of them being overtly just racist, they're only minorly racist. They just say little racist things, and instead of being called out for it, they just say, hey, well, we're just asking questions. We're just having a discourse. We're just having discussions. There's nothing wrong with having discussions. I mean, yeah, until you're discussing whether or not I should, deserve the right to exist. Once that's the discussion, then yeah, then there's something wrong with the fucking discussion, okay? If you're discussing whether or not I have the right to exist, then yeah, there's something wrong with the conversation. Like, we need to change the conversation at that point. It's not a conversation that have to be had. Whether or not a certain type of person should be able to exist. Like, what? What are we talking about? Yeah. The media is so good, man. They had me, like, ready to cry for Charlie Kirk. When they were showing pictures of his kid and talking about his, bro, I almost cried. But I will say, I'm sick and tired of this whole, like, new age Gen Z idea of, like, being like extremely overtly compassionate toward the person that victimized you. Like, what are we fucking talking about? Like, if someone did something to me that I found to be like detrimental to me, I have every right to dance on their grave. I have every right to say fuck that person and fuck who loves them too. Like, we're in this world where like people are like they're more like emboldened to like call out a victim for not being compassionate enough toward the person who assaulted them before like actually being angry at the person who committed the crime. Like, case in point, there was like a girl recently who had her car stolen. She had her car stolen, and the people who stole her car got into a high-speed chase with the police, crashed the car, and they died, right? So that girl who had her car stolen, she put up a TikTok pretty much explaining all of this, but she did it in a way where she's like actually she's making fun of the people who did it. Like she's dancing and pretty much like kind of celebrating the death of the people who stole her car. And then people were in the comments like calling her a bad person. Like, what the fuck? Like, this world is fucked. Like, the people were in her comments saying that she needs to be compassionate, like, no one deserves to die. Yes, some people do. Some people deserve to fucking die. Like, what are we talking about? Some people deserve to die. Like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? It's like, what? Yes, some people deserve to die. Did the people who stole her car deserve to die? I don't know, maybe. From her perspective, yeah, absolutely. From my perspective, as someone who wasn't like affected by this, okay, I could understand how maybe their life might be a little more meaningful. But dude, like, I hate that shit. Like we're in that age, and I cannot stand that. Like, what do you mean? Oh, he was a father who had kids. So was like majority of all people who fucking die are probably fathers or they definitely are sons of somebody, but they're probably fathers to somebody. That doesn't mean that they instantly lose all deservance of their death. Like, let's stop with that bullshit, because all that does is open the door for people to rewrite history. That's all that is. It's just an opportunity for people to rewrite history. They're telling you to be more compassionate towards someone in death, so that when they begin to rewrite the history of who they were, they could stop you from being honest about who they are. All of it leads back to Israel. I'm telling you, dog. It all leads back there. The only reason why that's a thing is so that when we start telling the truth about some of these prime ministers and some of these fucking Israeli governmental officials and business owners and whatnot, and once we start pulling back the veil and seeing who they really were, then they're gonna say, oh yeah, but they're dead now, so you gotta stop talking about that. You can't talk about that no more because they're dead. Sorry, they're dead. So all you can do is pretend that they were the best person in the world, so that we can continue to rewrite history and no one will ever know what was going on. Like, bro, it's shit is so much deeper. And then when people try to tell you, oh, yo, it's deeper than just that, like, it's actually a bigger plan to, like, you know, essentially steal your soul, make you a soulless, mindless husk that they could feed off of, literally. But I'm just a conspiracy theorist, and I'm gonna change the topic. Enough about Candace Owens and DJ Academics. Because if y'all didn't want to hear me talk about Cold Duty, you damn sure don't want to hear me talk about that, right? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to what he's talking about now. Oh, he's ending the stream anyways. Not that time. All right. So I'm going to listen to the JBP instead.
Entertainment purposes only. I repeat, it is not serious. It is not real. No one is exposing, revealing, indicting.
Holy shit.
Telling anyone about themselves. Also, we do not encourage you to try this at home.
But yeah, man.
Trained professionals do not have your best interest in
mind. I honestly predict that we're gonna have some form of civil war in the near future. Once more people realize that the conspiracy theory about Israel isn't a conspiracy theory at all, like it's the truth. Once more people realize that, there's gonna be a lot of civil disruption. Like, you're angry at Hispanic people and black people for DEI and all this other bullshit, bro. It's all just to fucking trick you and turn your attention from the fact that everything that you think is being taken away from you by black and Hispanic people are actually being taken away from you by the state and government of Israel. Sorry if it's anti-Semitic. Sorry, it's the fucking truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. Our government has not been our government, and it hasn't been for the people since possibly the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and that's the fucking truth. And you just gotta ask yourself, when a president anywhere else is assassinated, any other country, when the leader is assassinated, what happens? What happens? They're replaced. Is it usually replaced by someone in the country, or is it replaced by someone that has something to do with their assassination? Think about that. We did it to so many countries ourselves. Fucking Cuba. We assassinate the leader, so many countries ourselves. We assassinate the leader and replace it with our own. Same thing happened to us. And we just in the greatest task that was ever given to the CIA and whoever was to convince us that it didn't happen. How can we take over this country but then convince the people that it's still the same old country? And that's exactly what happened to America. I promise you it is. All right, I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm gonna just listen to this podcast for a bit. Just for a bit. And if you can hear it, I don't think you guys can really hear it, but if you do end up hearing it, I'll like talk about stuff in the podcast. I'm also gonna turn off the phone stream because I think